What sets narcissists apart is their exploitation of others, using them to serve their own personal interests. They manipulate their victims through deception, aiming to gain the emotional supply and attention they need. The narcissist drains your energy and time, consuming your efforts and attention to meet their emotional and psychological needs. To protect yourself from falling victim to a narcissistic person, you must be aware of signs of their exploitation and establish healthy boundaries for self-protection. Although my way of speaking is in the form of narration to facilitate the transfer of information, it is essential to know that everything we discuss about narcissism is not specific to any particular gender, whether it's women or men. The narcissistic personality we are talking about can be either male or female. Thank you very much for your support. If you find this content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for helping share this message with those who can benefit from it. One of the signs indicating narcissistic exploitation is constant manipulation. Narcissists often lean towards excessive arguing and talk excessively about themselves, boasting about their achievements, while simultaneously dismissing your opinions and disregarding what you want to say. The narcissist always needs to show off and brag about themselves to inflate their inflated ego. They constantly strive to prove that they are right and you are wrong, making it challenging to communicate with them or exchange viewpoints. This becomes evident when discussing a specific topic with a narcissistic person. You should be cautious and understand this sign to avoid getting involved in toxic discussions that lead to no positive results but only drain your energy. The narcissist is characterized by unreasonable and unfair demands. The strength of the relationship with a narcissist may lead you to contemplate separating from them due to their unreasonable demands. You must realize and accept a vital truth: the narcissist does not change under any circumstances and does not alter their nature. You will always find yourself in a position where you have no value to them, as the narcissist consistently prioritizes themselves above anything else. Narcissistic personalities exhibit high levels of unchecked selfishness, imposing their preferences on you and demanding you adapt your personality and way of life according to their whims. When you decide to separate from a narcissistic person, your decision must be resolute and fully convinced that this is the only solution to alleviate your suffering, because the narcissist cannot let go of you or accept the idea of losing you, as you represent a vital source of supply to them. In order to regain your presence, the narcissist often goes through a phase of emotional drowning or unlimited love from the beginning of the relationship. They know your desires and needs well and show excessive interest in you. This is aimed at breaking your resistance and eventually making you retreat into the relationship with them. During the phase of your recovery from the narcissist's grip, they resort to offering strong fake apologies and may give false gifts and promises to weaken your will and readiness to return. Remember that these attempts do not stem from genuine love but rather an effort to regain the source of supply you represent to them. You should be aware that the narcissist's attempts to regain you are not due to their love for you or their attachment to you. Don't be deceived by words that imply otherwise. Recognize that they need your supply and attention, and that you represent an essential source to them. So, even if their intentions are genuine in terms of change, they should not have lost you or used false promises after losing you. Another important sign of narcissistic exploitation and use is their inconsistent behaviors. They seem to switch between excessive interest and sudden, illogical, and inexplicable neglect, which can leave you feeling confused. One thing you might notice about the narcissist is their illogical and perplexing behaviors. After days or weeks of silence without explanation, you may find them returning as if nothing happened, speaking to you in the same way as if no significant time had passed. It's also worth mentioning that the narcissist may repeatedly give you promises that he will change for the better, which makes you feel hopeful and optimistic about your relationship with him. He makes these promises frequently, with the aim of ensuring your continued presence in the relationship and not leaving him. The narcissist tries to exploit your attachment to the relationship and your sympathy for him to stay, and during this period, you may make every effort to understand his circumstances and tolerate his flaws. Over time, you'll start to realize that the narcissist is playing with you and wasting your time, unethically exploiting your presence. Also, a very important indication of his exploitation and use of you is his imposition of restrictions that make you feel trapped within his imaginary world. He imposes restrictions that prevent you from going out or establishing relationships with your friends or family. The narcissist feels like he completely owns you and that you have no right to make any decisions outside his will. He does this out of fear that your external relationships might affect you in a way that undermines his control over you or makes you reject his bad behavior or think about leaving him. Some important signs to consider when dealing with a narcissistic person are that they don't reciprocate the kindness you offer or show any appreciation for any positive things you do for them. Regardless of your sympathy or efforts, the narcissist views everything you provide as mere ordinary human matters and doesn't give any recognition or thanks for these things. The narcissist doesn't care to show appreciation even if you offer significant help. Even a simple thank you can be extremely rare from them, and they don't reward you or give back for the positive things you do for them. They can benefit from your assistance without showing any interest or gratitude. When in a relationship with a narcissistic person, always remember that you have no rights or needs. You become merely a means to meet their needs and desires, and they can disregard your needs and desires without a second thought. You should not allow yourself to be in an unbalanced relationship where you give without receiving. The experience of such a one-sided relationship can leave you feeling exhausted because you're the one who gives earnestly, while the other person doesn't show genuine interest. Your relationship should be with someone who values your desires and needs and reciprocates in the same way you do. You should never forget your importance and deserve a better life than a relationship that doesn't meet your expectations and needs. One of the prominent signs that indicate the presence of a narcissistic person is that they will remain in your life as long as you meet their needs and wants. If they feel that you're fulfilling what they require and desire, they will continue to stay close to you. However, as soon as they perceive that they don't depend on you as much or they grow bored of you, they may withdraw from your life immediately and start looking for someone else who can meet their unfulfilled needs. One of the indications that the narcissist is exploiting and using you to their advantage is that they constantly make you feel needed and that you must always be at their service. The narcissist feels an urgent need to ensure that they are loved and wanted, and they have an excessive fear of being ignored or rejected. This drives them to continuously demand your attention and care. One of the essential things to notice is that the narcissist portrays you as just a means or an option to them and doesn't prioritize you or give you genuine importance in their life. If you feel like you're at the bottom of their list, and your presence is solely associated with the needs you fulfill for them, this indicates their exploitation of you. Always remember that it's crucial to appreciate yourself and give value to your own worth, not relying on the narcissistic person to provide you with this value. Don't allow the narcissistic person to always have control over you or to be present in your life solely for the purpose of fulfilling their needs. You should have your priorities and personal importance, and don't let the narcissistic person make you feel diminished. I hope you have found this information helpful and that it has been beneficial to you. Stay tuned for more information in the upcoming episodes on various topics. Thank you, and take care.